This is the Wisdom of the East, Columbia University. Power above them is a good fellow who will not without cause damn them to the prophet's hell, while at the same time they recognize the claims of the perfect life. Well sings old Omar in more serious mood, or else some critic of Mullah Broad. In all this changing world, where eat I gaze, save goodness, only there is nothing good. Nathaniel Haskell Dole. And next is selected quatrains from Fitzgerald's version. Yes, I know, we just came from our other reading class, so my tongue is still twisted with the other letter sounds. It's very strange. My tongue. Selected quatrains from Fitzgerald's version. Good, thank you. Wake for the sun. Wake for the sun who scattered into flight the stars before him from the field of night, drives night along with them from heaven and strikes the Sultan's turret with a shaft of light. Before the phantom of false morning died, methought a voice within the tavern cried, while all the temple is prepared within, why nods the doorway, worshipper outside? Why nods the drowsy worshipper outside? Has the cock crew, those who stood there before, the tavern shouted? Has the cock crew, those who stood before the tavern shouted, open the door, open then the door, you know how little while we have to stay, and once departed may return no more. Iram indeed is gone with all his rose, and Jamshid's 7-ringed cup where no one knows, but still a ruby kindles in the vine, and many a garden by the water blows. Come, fill the cup in the fire of spring, your winter garment of repentance fling. The bird of time has but a little way to flutter, and the bird is on the wing. Whether at Nashapur or Babylon, there's something on the wing, yes. Whether at Nashapur or Babylon, whether the cup was sweet or bitter run, the wine of life keeps oozing drop by drop. The leaves of life keep falling one by one. A book of verses underneath the bow, a jug of wine, a loaf of bread, and thou beside me singing in the wilderness. O wilderness, where paradise now. Some of the glories of this world, and some sigh for the prophet's paradise to come. Ah, take the cash and let the credit go, nor heed the rumble of a distant drum. The worldly hope men set their hearts upon turns ashes, or it prospers, and anon, like snow upon the desert's dusty face, lighting a little hour or two, is gone. Think, in this battered caravanserai, whose portals are alternate night and day, how sultan after sultan with his pomp abode his destined hour, and went his way. They say the lion and the lizard keep the courts where Jamshid gloried and drank deep, and Batram, the great hunter, the wild ass, stamps over his head but cannot break his sleep. I sometimes think that never blows so red the rose has where some buried Caesar bled. The every hyacinth the garden wears dropped in her lap from some once lovely head. And this reviving herb, whose tender green fledges the river lip on which we lead, lean upon it lightly, for who knows from what once lovely lip it springs unseen. Myself, when young, did eagerly frequent doctor and saint, and heard great argument about it, and but evermore came out by the same door wherein I went. With them the seed of wisdom did I sow, and with my own hand wrought to make it grow. And this was the harvest that I reaped. I came like water, and like wind I go into this universe, and why not knowing, nor whence like water willy-nilly flowing, and out of it has wind along the waste, I know not whither willy-nilly blowing. What, without asking, hither hurried whence, and without asking, whither hurried hence? Oh, many a cup of this forbidden wine must drown the memory of that insolence. Up from earth's center through the seventh gate I rose, and on the throne of Saturn sate, and many a knot unravelled by the road, but not the master knot of human fate. There was the door to which I found no key, there was the veil through which I might not see. Some little talk awhile of me and thee, there was, and then no more of thee and me. Earth could not answer, nor the seas that mourn in the flowing purple of their Lord forlorn, nor rolling heaven with all his signs revealed and hidden by the sleeve of night and morn. Then of thee in me who works behind the veil, I lifted up my hands to find a lamp amid the darkness, and I heard, as from without, the me within, thee blind? Then to the lip of this poor earthen urn I leaned, the secret of my life to learn. And lip to lip it murmured, while you live, drink, for once dead, you never shall return. I think the vessel that with fugitive articulation answered, once did live, and drink, and the passive lip I kissed, how many kisses might it take and give? For I remember stopping by the way to watch a potter thumping his wet clay, and with its all obliterated tongue it murmured, gently, brother, gently, pray. Perplex no more with human or divine, tomorrow's tangle to the winds resign, and lose your fingers in the tresses of the cypress slender minister of wine. So when that angel of the darker drink at last shall find you by the river brink, and offering his cup invite your soul forth to your lips to quaff, you shall not shrink. Why, if the soul can fling the dust aside, and naked of the air of heaven ride, were not a shame for him in this clay carcass crippled to abide. 'Tis but a tent where takes this one's day rest, a sultan to the realm of death addressed. The sultan rises, and the dark Feresh strikes, and prepares it for another guest. And fear not, least existence, closing your account, and mine, should know, like no more, the eternal sake from the bowl has poured, millions of bubbles like us, and will pour. Ah, but my computations, people say, reduced the year to better reckoning. Nay, 'twas only striking from the calendar unborn tomorrow and dead yesterday. And lately, by the tavern door agape, came shining through the dusk the angel shape, bearing a vessel on his shoulder, and he bid me taste of it, and 'twas the grape, the grape, that can with logic absolute the 72 jarring sects confute, the sovereign alchemist that in a trice life's leaden metal into gold transmute. Why be this juice the growth of God, who dare blasphemy and twisted tendril has a snare? A blessing, we should use it, should we not? And if a curse, why then, who set it there? Oh, threats of hell and hopes of paradise, one thing at least is certain, this life flies. One thing is certain, and the rest is lies. The flower that once has blown forever dies. Strange, is it not, that of the myriads who before us passed the door of darkness through, not one returns to tell us of the road, which to discover we must travel to? I sent my soul through the invisible, some letter of that afterlife to spell, and by my soul returned to me and answered, I myself am heaven and hell. Heaven but the vision of fulfilled desire, and hell the shadow from a soul on fire, cast on the darkness into which ourselves, so late emerged from, shall soon expire. But we are no other than a moving row of magic shadows, shapes that come and go, round with the sun illuminated lantern held in midnight by the master of the show, but helpless pieces of the game he plays upon this checkered board of nights and days, hither and thither, hither and thither moves, and cheeks and slays, and checks and slays, hither and thither moves, and checks and slays, and one by one back in the closet lays. The ball, no question, makes of A's and no's, but here or there, and strikes the player goes. And he that tossed you down into the field, he knows about it all. He knows. The moving finger writes, and having writ, moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. And that inverted bowl they call the sky, whereunder crawling coped we live and die, lift not your handles to it for help. Lift not your hands to it for help, for it has impotently moves, has you or I. With earth's first clay they did the last man knead, and there of the last harvest sowed the seed, and the first morning of creation wrote, and the last dawn of reckoning shall read. Yesterday this day's madness did prepare, tomorrow's silence, triumph or despair. Drink, for you know not whence you came nor why. Drink, for you know not why you go nor where. Just looking for my water. O thou who didst with pitfall and with gin beset the road I was to wander in, thou wilt not with precedented evil round enmesh, enmesh, and then impute my fall to sin? O thou who man of baser earth didst make, and even with paradise devised the snake, for all the sin wherewith the face of man is blackened, man's forgiveness give and take, and under cover of departing day slunk hunger-stricken Ramazan away. Once more within the potter's house alone I stood, surrounded by the shapes of clay, shapes of all sorts and sizes, great and small, that stood along the floor and by the wall, and some loquacious vessels were, and some listened, perhaps, but they never talked at all. Said one among them, surely not in vain, my substance of the common earth was taken, and to this figure molded, to be broke or trampled back to shapeless earth again. Then said a second, never a peevish boy would break the bowl from which he drank in joy, and he that with his hand the vessel made will surely not in after wrath destroy. After a momentary silence spake some vessel of a more ungainly make. They sneer at me for leaning in awry. What did the hand then of the potter's shape? Where eat some of the loquacious lot? I think of Sufi pipkin waxing hot. All this of pot and potter. Tell me then, who is the potter, pray, and who be the pot? Why, said another, some there are well to tell of one who threatens he will toss to hell the luckless pots of marred in making. Pish, he's a good fellow, and 'twill and all be well. Well, murmured one, let whose make or buy, my clay with long oblivion is gone dry. But fill me with the old familiar juice, methinks I might recover by and by. Indeed, repentance oft before I swore, but was I sober when I swore? And then came spring, and rose in hand, my threadbare penitence a pieces tore. Ah, love, could you and I with him conspire to grasp the sorry scheme of things entire? Would not we shatter it to bits and then remold it nearer to the heart's desire? Yon rising moon that looks for us again, how oft hereafter will she wax and wane? How oft hereafter rising look for us through this same garden, and for one in vain? And when, like he, O Saki, you shall pass among the guests starred scattered on the grass, and in your joyous errand reach the spot where I made one, turn down an empty glass? You're welcome. Thank you. My voice is not the greatest. It's very hoarse. Indeed. Yeah, we will read some more later for sure. to check my soup, and we're going to make some banana bread. Yes, I do like these a lot. So it has just a little bit of a blue tint. Thank you. I got it at harvest time. Isn't it pretty? It's only like $9 or $10. I think it was $8.99. Made in India, I believe. Pass of the Spirit. I love it. It's comfy. You can wrap it around too. Okay. I like doing that. Yeah, though the blue tint is really nice. I like it a lot. I cannot remember. Was it maybe 4 or 5 years ago? Yes. The ones I had before were a little more kind of rosy tinted. Yes. I like the blue. They're both nice. Green is nice too, yes. Some do yellow. Yeah, I saw that. What's his name? He had a case with all the different tinted ones. Those are cool. Blackout ones, yeah. Awesome, thank you. It's good for energy flow. It's gesture. Gesture of no fear. Go back. You feel the difference, yeah? It actually does work if you do this. Oh yeah, I'm picking up some good channels now. Oh, you should see what happens if I put bells on the tips of my fingers. It's crazy. Yeah, you don't want to listen to that devil talk. Good, thank you. Oh, for sure. It seems stronger and calmer, yeah? Yeah, that's normal with like the geometric type stormy seasonal shifts. Yeah, the spring into summer seems to be one of the most active in our area. Planet Earth. Are you sure? Or are there different hemispheres? Do I have hemispheres? Those are fun to learn about too, yeah.
Oh no, don't try to do that. No, they will freak out as though you are trying to teach the children horrible things about sex and then want to shove pills down their throat, cut their dicks off, make them believe in fake childish things about religion. They don't know the meaning of the word God or what a man or a woman is. It's very, very sad and scary to us, and it has been for many, many years. Any suggestions? People have been pulling their hair out about this for decades. People have been killed and targeted, and a lot of these punks and organizations take advantage of both sides kind of competing with each other. It's very, very frustrating. Well, I think for so long, man, you just kind of, you just respected people's beliefs. It wasn't really an issue, like racism type thing. And then all of a sudden, it's scary how easily not too many forces, activist groups, people with money, yeah, for sure, can motivate a lot of jerk games, operations, important investigations, yes. Keeping the streets clean. Good job. Fucking joke. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I love you. Much love, health, and peace out. Sure. Let's do that. Line 16. Jerusalem bewails and consoles her captive children. My voice, I'll try to get through some of this, yeah. I think I can read the whole section here. Hold on. Fear not, my people. Remember Israel. You were told you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction. It was because you angered God that you were handed over to your foes. For you provoked your Maker with sacrifices to demons to no gods. They were worshiping the fake. It's been an ongoing. Remember how many years people have been saying people can grow up and really help prevent a lot of war and help a lot of people on a small individual, household, communal, worldly scale by dropping the Tammy Faye bullshit stuff about religion. Yeah, a lot of that stuff, syndicated stuff, and it plays right into the same loops and groups who profit from the ghost and alien bullshit as well. Not all of them. Many of them are good people, and they're just kind of, what can you do about it? They're just giving me money, and they really hate you, so what can we do? Help us help you. Okay. As you can see, it's just, that's kind of what's happening. Good awareness is kind of playing tennis back and forth. Yeah. Can't save them all. Have you seen what's going on in the world? I can interrupt myself if I want. How is that being rude or disrespectful? Because I paused in the middle. You don't get it, do you? For you provoked your Maker with sacrifices to demons to no gods. It's not funny though, is it, when you really think about it? It's so sad how many people have died with the false beliefs and bullshit and giving money and praising and dedicating their lives to pretty much the boogeyman, right? Santa Claus. We know this. This has been known for a long time. People move out of the country for that reason and then write books about it and sell it to you. And you buy it and you think it's a cool ghost story. And you saw a ghost too. And they're laughing all the way to the fucking bank. So they're not laughing about our children being fucked and tortured though. They don't think that's funny. And they too see how your ignorance and childish beliefs, right? A bunch of Carrie's mothers, Tammy Faye Bakers, Norman Bates. Bunch of fucking freaks, huh? And they're entitled and they have rights and we have to respect those rights and serve and protect them.
You understand that, right? Okay, so my name's Mary. We have 4 children here. My youngest 2 are in the hands of a sick fucking punk pedophile who tried to kill me. We told them in 2012 they weren't going to get away with it. Our parents had signed stuff, and other people signed stuff. A lot of people signed a lot of stupid bullshit in 2010. The private investigator in 2009, he was trying to prevent a lot of that from happening.
Really, really good guy. Served in our 82nd Airborne Division, commercial driver, private investigator for 12 years. Yeah, well, when he mentioned the Mayans, because of the drug trafficking lines, that set off a lot of the druggies. Yeah, it's very sad and scary to this day what people say. Right around us, too, and the ones protecting the sicko next door with my children who can't talk that were vaccine injured in 2013, years after we had dealt with a lot of harassment and bullshit. Really fucking scary. And how stupid and dumb our parents are playing to it, I don't know if that's just they're playing the role they gotta play and it's best that way, because if they agree with me, that might set off the others, so they might be playing along, like Trump and others had to play along. Let the bad guys get away with it for a while because you had no choice, people signing stuff. It still doesn't settle right, does it? It's still very bothersome. It's very scary to us. So whether or not, we don't try to figure those things out too much. We can't really intrinsically judge what people believe or don't believe, especially when you get reality. And you see the roles people have been playing over the years and the bullshit, innocent lives, the torture. Child and animal pornography with foreign hoax channels, and then when you connect the stuff with 9/11 and what was going on, and the targeting he was concerned about in 2009 of the non-vaxxers, the Karens, I called them Hitlers at the Maine Parent Federation in 2008, really stupid, but it was just kind of a ideology, they call it. Yeah, like an analytic play trying to help them understand they were protecting dangerous things, killing people. Yeah, like, no, you're hurting people and killing. No, I don't think that's a good idea to push the drugs on the children. And they did. They thought it was a great idea, and I thought it was stupid. And they wanted to cry to me about how Prozac helped them when their mommy died. They were 50. I'm like, okay, your mommy died when you were 50.